All right, everybody, it is Tuesday, and we're back out here on this job where I was at Saturday with little Munchie. It is chilly, and we got even colder weather coming next week. We're going to be getting down into the teens at night, which for down here in the low country of South Carolina, that for this area is very cold. So also, you guys, TMC Cancela will be having a booth at the Raleigh Farm Show. It's February 5th through the 7th. The 5th is my birthday, which is kind of cool too. So I will be up there at the Raleigh Farm Show, walking around. I'll be at the booth. I'll be all over the place. I'll be there all 3 days. It's a 3-day event. So if you're in the Raleigh area, please come to the show, or you just want to check out some cool farm stuff. From what I saw on the website, admission is free and the parking is free. At least that's what it says on the website. So don't take my word for it, take theirs. But I will be at the Raleigh Farm Show. Just want to give you guys a heads up on that right now. We were able to get a last minute booth at the show, and as far as I know, all that's being taken care of. I was just told to show up. So trying to figure out what equipment we're going to bring, how our setup's going to be, but we've got a pretty decent sized booth. I think we've got a 20x40 outdoor booth, so hopefully the weather will cooperate. But I will be there. Luckily, my parents live over in Apex, so I'm gonna go visit them for a few days and hang out at the show, so it'll be a good time. But until then, we've got some mulching work to do, and so let's take a look at what we got and we'll get started. Okay, I got all that done on Saturday over there with little Munchie with the Prenoth. I put that new motor in it and we were testing that out, and you guys can see the last video if you want to check that out. Well, today I got the TMC Cancela back on the machine, and like I said, I was going over that. This is just a little bit smaller cut width and a little bit smaller diameter head, but it's a lot lighter, much better recovery, much more RPM. So again, there's always different ways to skin the cat, but I've really enjoyed running this head. It makes the machine, because it's a lot lighter weight, it's about 150 pounds lighter, makes the machine a whole lot more responsive, makes it more well balanced. It's just a lot faster operating the whole thing. So really had a good time running this thing so far. So I'm going to start right here on this cut, and I'm going to work my way kind of through here. You can see how tight these trees are in here. It's just not a great job or a great project for the skid steer. I am going to do the front with the skid steer, but I'm going to do all this with the Mini. So I'm going to make a cut through here and go all the way down to the end, and then we'll just start working this block right here. It's not very long. That was the longer block. So my goal is to get this whole block done today, and Lord willing, we will get that done. So hopefully we won't have any issues and we can get this done, and then it'll just be that little section over there, and we'll come back with the skid steer and knock out the front. So let's get started. If you're liking what you're seeing with this awesome TMC Cancela mulcher and you're looking to get one for your landscaping or land services needs, please contact my friends over at CCE Equipment. They are a full line dealer of TMC Cancela equipment. They have heads for excavators, skid steers, and PTO tractors. And if you're interested in getting one, there is a link in the description below along with a phone number, and you can use the promo code IDIGIT and they will hook you up with anything that you need. Thanks, guys. got the sun behind me. I got the door open here. I don't recommend that, but that's how we're gonna roll for the minute. Mainly because I want you guys to hear how fast this thing recovers. And you can go back and watch the other video with the pre-knob and you just hear the difference. Something else too really quick while I'm at it. So with the pre-knob, because it's so heavy, I have to turn the mulcher on and off with the pre-knob like that to be able to lift up the arm. But with this one, that 150 pounds makes a huge difference. I don't even have to cut this thing off. Watch how quickly I can lift this arm up and mulch this tree right here. I'm not even gonna cut it off. Difference in how fast this machine moves and operates with that just 150 extra pounds or so less of weight is just a massive difference. Blade down, but I really don't have to. With the pre-knob, you have to. we get done before the end of the day. All right, really good progress in here today. Got a lot done, and you can see why this is a good example of why I'm coming through here with the excavator and not the skid steer. And you can see how tight together and bound up all these trees are in here. There's not a lot of room to work. There's not a lot of room to maneuver. There's a lot of tight areas like between those two big pines right there that I would not be able to get with the skid steer. So what I would end up having to do is either leave them, and that would look like crap, leave that right there with stuff in between those two trees, and that would look like crap, or I'm gonna have to come back through here with the excavator anyway and clean up all these little areas and pieces and stuff between the trees and stuff like that. And that's just basically coming through here and doing the work twice. I would rather just come through here one time with the excavator. Yes, it's a little slower, but I can get everything. It's much more thorough, and we're not taking down any of these big trees anyway, so it's not like I need a whole lot of power to knock this stuff down. I don't have to have the big mulcher. 90% of it is just that green stuff you see standing there, that's about, you know, 2-3 feet tall. All that is just inkberry. It's just like a weed that grows here, typically in these little pine forests like this. It's very common, and most of what we're mulching is that, along with just a few other little scrub trees, you know, and little pines and stuff in between. But you know, whatever these things are, I don't know what these things are. This is probably, whatever these things are probably about the hardest thing I've had to mulch in here. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I have to look it up on my phone, but most of it's just that inkberry stuff, and, you know, whatever, you know, mulch will go right through that stuff. So it just looks a lot cleaner and a lot more thorough, you know, when I do that. I am gonna have to get the skid steer over here. I was thinking about bringing it tomorrow, but I've still got a lot of work left to do with this thing, so I may bring it Friday. I've got meetings on Thursday, so I'll probably come over here on Friday and bring it. We've got to clean up all that and this stuff in the front. I've got a few things over here on the front, not much. I was able to get most of that. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more of that too with the excavator if I can. But we've gotten probably a good bit of this left. We're leaving a buffer on that end towards those houses there. I'm leaving a buffer there, and we're leaving about a 10-foot buffer off the back too. But I got to clean up the roadway, and then I got to clean up the ditch area down there as well, along the edge on that end. So that's not super long. I got most of that when I was down there the other day. There's just a few little scrub trees I need to clean up. I'll probably do that from the parking lot side when I get that. But yeah, really happy with this TMC Cancela head. Got a full 8 hours in here with it today, and I am very pleased with it. I'm gonna try to get you guys out of the sun there a little bit, but I love this head. I absolutely love running this head. The teeth are working great, and they don't show a whole lot of wear on them either. I hit a doggone, that's probably the tooth that hit it. Somebody buried a doggone water heater over there, and they dumped it next to the road. It's been there years and years. It was covered over in pine needles. I never saw it, but most of the teeth still look really good. They're still fairly sharp. I may touch them up a little bit tomorrow before we get started, put an edge on them real quick, but they all look really good. That's about 10 hours of mulching, and I have not touched these with a grinder, and they are still pretty sharp. So really happy with the tooth life so far with this thing. The way this thing, just the weight of it is just so much lighter than the pre-noth, and having that pre-noth on the front, it was like, it's a good head, but man, it was like just a big brick on the front of this thing. This thing is so fast. I don't even have to cut it off to lift it up to mulch. I never hardly cut it off at all today. Usually with that pre-noth, it's all day, deet, on off, cutting the flow on and off so I can lift up the head to grind the trees down. So I do not have to do that with this head. It's so much lighter, and it does have maybe probably 20%, little bit less torque than the other one, but you make that up with, because it's got probably 50% better recovery speed. So where it loses a little bit in the momentum and the torque because it's a smaller drum, it far surpasses, makes that back up with the recovery. This thing recovers just so fast, and like the other one, it would eat and it would stall out too. You stall both of them out, but it would just take so much longer for that one to build back up because it's just such a bigger, heavier drum. This one's just boom, and it's spun back up and ready to go. It just recovers so doggone quick, and then, you know, and that's what helps you get back into the wood, is just getting that speed back up so you can start attacking the wood again. And man, this thing, I really like this head. I was worried I was not gonna like it after running that pre-noth for so long, but I don't know if I'm gonna go back to that pre-noth, because I really like, I really do. I'm not one to BS. If there's something I don't like, I will say something about it. But no, I really do like this head. I've enjoyed running it. It's been a blast to run. It's so much funner to run than that Prenoth too. And it's eating everything I've needed it to eat in here and done everything I've needed it to do. So I've been very, very happy with it so far. So yeah, yeah, I like it. Daddy likey. So, all right, it's 5 o'clock. Sun's going down back over there. You guys can see it. So beautiful afternoon. I'm gonna park this thing. We're gonna go get the dog, and that's gonna be it. We'll be back tomorrow for some more grinding. Got plenty more stuff to grind. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll start here, finish that block there, and then finish up the rest of this along the line, and then get started back on this side and get back at it. See what we can get done tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye, everybody.